292 dibagi 10. Berarti you need 30 case of 10 million size untuk mencapai MDRT. Nah, 1 tahun ada berapa minggu? 54 kan? Oke. So 30 case dibagi 54 week sama dengan 0.6. Kalau saya round up, itu rata-rata 1 case per minggu. Is it doable? Bisa nggak? Bisa kan? It's very doable. Yeah. And just so you know, saya juga ada dengar, sometimes average case size is about half that amount. Kalau half, I did your math for you already. It's not 0.6, it's 0.9. So masih aja 1 case per week. So just remember this formula. Very simple ya. 1 case per week. Okay, next. Okay, now if today saya sendiri, if you put me in a juicer and a blender and you extract me, I will give you this line. This is my essence. Okay, ini tuh banyak strategi bagaimana mencapai MDRT menurut saya. There's going to be a lot of ideas, but kita hanya perlu pilih mana yang paling relevan untuk bisnis ibu bapak ya. Number 1, increase appointment rate. When I was new, ini tuh common problem for junior agent. Common. Waduh, gak ada klien. Waduh, gak ada prospek. What to do? Appointment rate cuma seminggu 1, seminggu 2. Can you reach MDRT? Very hard, very difficult. My advice, I understand. Sometimes leads, prospects, difficult to get. But if that happens, then gimana? One suggestion. Do you know what is joint field work? Yeah, very good. Buddy up. Buddy up with either your manager or your buddy, go together. Kenapa? Because if your buddy have appointment, you go with them. During appointment, kalian bisa belajar. We can learn from them. We can learn from our buddy during that appointment. And your buddy can learn from you. Sebab kita bisa kasih buddy feedback. And kita bisa belajar caranya dia close case. And kalau dia close case, momentum kita juga naik. So, do joint field work. Secondly, increase closing ratio. Okay. So, this is another common problem ya. Let's say kita itu very hardworking, super kerja keras, appointment rate tinggi banget. 1 day 3 appointment, 4 appointment, 5 appointment. Tapi gak bisa close. Just like me when I was new, 0 cases, gak bisa close. What's the issue? The issue is wrong skill set. Or skill set perlu di-improve. Or mindset. It's always these two ya. Skill set or mindset. Increase case size. Siapa mau tahu caranya increase case size? Everybody, right? Yes, I will share with you more. So, case size itu, number 1 problem is target market usually. If your client earning capacity-nya segini, berarti affordability-nya segini kan usually. So, kalau mau di-stretch ke sini susah banget. So, to get people yang bisa afford segini, kita perlu prospek orang yang income-nya segini. Nah, untuk memprospek orang yang income-nya segini, skill set-nya juga beda. Why? Because cara kita membicara dengan prospek yang fresh graduate dibandingin prospek upper management umur 30 udah ada family, dibandingin prospek CEO business owner, dibandingin prospek retiree, all different. Why? Because mereka punya concern, all different. So you must know by upgrading skill set. Bagaimana caranya upgrade skill set? Courses, we can learn from other people. Change strategy. Waktu saya agent baru, saya ngajarin one product, one savings product ya. So, jadi you only have to know one thing, but you have to know this one thing very, very, very well. Okay. Then I did that maybe selama tahun pertama saya, but then saya juga notice kok they are all accumulation product ya, protection produknya kok dikit banget. And then I had to do some adjustment, change strategy, focus more on protection, then go one round. So you can do that as well, and learn from those who have done it to do more wealth product and accumulation product ya. Jadi ada balance, portfolio klien-klien ada balance. Okay, next would be mentor. Cari mentor, study group. Mentor ini menurut saya penting sih, soalnya kalau saya tiap hari kan ketemu manajer kan sering banget, setiap hari atau seminggu sekali atau sebulan sekali. Untuk yang lebih senior kan. Tapi manajer kita itu mungkin kebiasaan. Jadi kalau ada perubahan yang pelan, mungkin nggak di spot. Tapi kalau kita cari mentor yang lain, mentor kan biasanya leader atau experience agent dari agency lain, bisa juga dari company lain. Dia bisa kasih third party perspektif. Dia punya perspektif is fresh and it can give you some new insight. Jadi bagi saya ini penting cari mentor. Study group itu cari kolik-kolik, kawan-kawan yang like-minded, yang just as hardworking as you, who want to achieve the same goal. Saya sendiri sampai hari ini juga ada study group. Study group saya ada 5 orang. Dari 5 orang ini kira-kira 3 MDRT. So this keeps you motivated also. Do more networking and niche market. Okay, networking itu seperti kalau ada birthday party, baby shower, company event, even event kita sendiri ya, client appreciation event. Just come, just invite, and then invite their friends. That's how you grow your network. Niche market itu, misalnya kalau di Singapura, ada agent yang hanya handle expat, ada agent yang hanya handle China market, ada juga agent yang only handle Malaysia, Indonesia market, or business owner market, or high network market. So ini pentingnya apa? This can become your brand. Ini bisa jadi brand Anda. This is what you become known for. Okay, then next, grow more COIs. Kalian di sini, ibu bapak di sini pernah dengar nggak the term COI, Center of Influence? Okay, very good, learn something new again. COI itu orang-orang yang posisinya tinggi, influential, kalau nggak networknya besar. People who you want to get to know well, so they can give you more referral. I have one story ya. Klien saya ini namanya Bu Lisa. Bu Lisa ini orang Indo, suaminya orang Singapura. Jadi kalau di Singapura tuh dia itu kan convert to Singapore permanent resident kan. Kalau di Singapura tuh benefit medicalnya permanent resident similar to benefitnya citizen. Jadi pada satu hari Bu Lisa itu sakit, masuk ke hospital, mau tebak mana enggak? Yes, hospital di Singapura, Novena, Mount Elizabeth Novena. Pernah nggak ke sana? Pernah ya? Satu hari room and board, tahu nggak berapa? $700 SGD. $700 SGD one day di Mount Elizabeth. So and the hospital mirip hotel kan. But anyway, dia sakit, dia warded, and then after that, Prudential punya back end punya updating a bit slow. Jadi dia dari Indonesian citizen digantikan ke Singapore permanent resident, ada a little bit of delay, and because of that, klien saya had to pay a big sum upon admission, and of course suaminya not happy lah, the husband is not happy. So saya masih ingat ya. Kita lagi di lobby Mount Elizabeth Novena. Saya duduk di seberang suaminya. We were just sitting. Very beautiful lobby, very nice place. Terus I just speak in English. Mr. Tino, I will need your help, please. So this is what my client's husband said to me. Nadia, do you know I used to have a really bad temper problem?
Okay, Nadia. Apakah Anda tahu saya itu mempunyai emosi yang sangat-sangat luar biasa, ya, sangat buruk?
Do you see this chair that you're sitting on right now?
Apakah kamu tahu kursi yang Anda duduki sekarang?
I can throw it across the room with you in it.
Saya bisa melempar ya sampai di ujung ruangan dan kamu duduk di sana.
Can you imagine what I feel at that time?
Bapak Ibu bisa merasakan apa yang saya rasakan saat itu.
But of course, in my mind, as a joke, I wanted to say, so do you want me to stand up?
Jadi dalam pikiran saya waktu itu, saya berbicara pada diri saya, apakah kamu ingin saya pergi?
So anyway, I had to stay cool, right? I can't do anything. I can't say anything. I know at that time there's nothing I can do to improve the situation except remain quiet.
Jadi saya waktu itu tetap menenangkan diri saya Bapak Ibu, ya, supaya situasinya tetap terkendali.
Whatever he want to say, I let him say it to me.
Apapun yang dia ingin katakan, silakan katakan pada saya.
To cut a long story short, Prudential rectified the whole issue, problem solved.
Jadi singkatnya Bapak Ibu, ya Prudential memberikan solusi semuanya yang terbaik Bapak Ibu.
Claim issue, everything solved.
Jadi
And
klaim selesai Bapak Ibu.
yes, and then the best part was
Bagian terbaiknya adalah
the wife started giving me referrals non-stop.
istrinya memberikan referensi pada saya tanpa henti Bapak Ibu.
Because she knew I can handle the husband.
Karena mereka tahu saya bisa handle customer yang susah Bapak Ibu.
And they know at the worst times I don't go away.
Dan mereka tahu ketika keadaan benar-benar sangat-sangat buruk, saya tidak meninggalkan mereka.
Some agent won't even pick up the phone call, or some agent will have fought back with the husband.
Terkadang agent tidak mau menerima telepon Bapak Ibu dalam kondisi seperti itu.
But always remember this: never take anything personally.
Jadi Bapak Ibu harus ingat, jangan pernah memasukkan ke dalam hati Bapak Ibu ya masalah-masalah seperti itu.
Because if you are in their position, maybe you also behave the same way.
Karena ketika Bapak Ibu dalam posisi seperti itu, Bapak Ibu dalam situasi yang sangat-sangat tidak menguntungkan, Bapak Ibu akan berperilaku sama dengan orang tersebut.
Or maybe worse.
Atau mungkin malah lebih buruk.
So remember, stay cool
Jadi tetap tenang Bapak Ibu.
and stand by your clients.
Oke, jadi Bapak Ibu harus tetap mendampingi nasabah Bapak Ibu.
And you never know, a COI can come out of it.
Jadi kita tidak tahu bahwa beliau adalah orang yang center of influence Bapak Ibu.
So that is my COI story. Then next, yes, getting more referrals, yeah? Okay, next please. Okay, more tips to increase case size. Case size yang paling simple, the simplest tip. Change mindset dulu. Saya sangat yakin ya, until now, untuk agent-agent yang lebih experience, kita pergi appointment, pasti ada habit, pasti ada kebiasaan. Sebelum appointment itu, pikir ke diri sendiri, oke, hari ini saya akan close, for example, 1,000 AIPI, 1,000 AIPI. I have a very simple tip, double the number, that's all, double the number. But of course, make sure kliennya bisa afford. Very simple, just double the number. Number two, multiple plans. Multiple plans itu produk kita kan bukan hanya untuk asuransi kan? Asuransi, saving, investment. Coba kasih plan yang komprehensif. Saving done, investment done, medical done, accidental done. From one product become 5 product. Multiple plan itu bukan only satu individual, but several. Maksud saya, families. From one people become 2 people become 4, multiple. Case size, boom, 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 itu significant. Spend time with, waktu itu, oke, kita kan cuma ada 24 jam. Dari 24 jam, 12 jam at most ya, kerja. Jadi along the way, kita makin lama kerja di bidang ini, normally of course, klien kita pasti makin lama makin banyak. Tapi siapa yang kita habiskan waktu itu dengan waktu itu sangat penting. Sebab you want to grow, right? So we have to spend time with this group of people. One, affordability-nya di sana. Kedua, mereka itu percaya dengan insurance and education planning. Yang ketiga, kita mesti belajar bagaimana caranya menambah nilai, value add to this group. Value add itu macam mana? Value add itu misalnya, bisakah kita men-link up klien kita yang business owner kepada klien kita lain yang bakal interested to meet this business owner or to become the customer of this business owner. That's one way. Second way is, misalnya untuk saya di Singapura lah ya, saya kan ada klien-klien yang udah mau retire, misalnya umur 50-an. Terus di Singapura kita kan ada this thing called CPF, Central Provident Fund. Itu pension fund Singapura. Jadi perubahan pension fund ini tiap tahun lah ya, sampai the typical average Singaporean susah keep tracknya. Jadi kalau ada informasi-informasi yang relevan, yang updated, di forward. They will appreciate. They appreciate kalau kita tuh make effort so that they know what are the things that are important to them. A-list, consistent follow-up. Okay, I have another story. Klien ini namanya Miss Sandra. Okay, how I met Miss Sandra? But sekitar 5-6 tahun yang lalu, waktu saya lagi roadshow, saya ada ketemu nih klien, namanya Leslie. Leslie itu kerjaannya sebagai security guard. Setelah dia jadi klien saya, dia mau refer ke saya, sisternya. Sisternya itu principal, kepala sekolah. Oke, jadi pertama kali saya mau ketemu kepala sekolah ini susah banget. Schedule-nya sangat sibuk, sangat padat. Waduh, are you free this week? Not free. 2 weeks later, not free. 3 weeks later, not free. 1 month later, not free. Waduh. Then in the end, appointment pertama saya nungguin 3 months later. Okay, never mind. After first meet up, katanya, okay Nadia, actually saya sudah ada sih Prudential Police, saya juga sudah ada Prudential Agent. Prudential Agent saya juga sudah lama di Prudential, like 20 tahun plus. Okay. Tapi saya nggak diservisin, jadi dia kasih saya kesempatan to have a look and to make sure ya dia punya investasi masih berjalan, nggak ada problem and so on. Okay. Tapi masalahnya klien saya kan sibuk. Jadi kalau saya perlu dia punya statement, dia punya dokumen, perlu waktu lagi. Okay, never mind. Saya follow up. It's okay. I will follow up. Okay, then after that first appointment, mau fix second appointment. Very difficult. Very difficult. Jadi, and my follow up for the second appointment kira-kira 2 tahun loh, 2 years. Jadi tiap kali ada Chinese New Year, Christmas, apa aja lah, saya WhatsApp, Happy New Year or whatever. Tiap kali ada company event, investment talk, health seminar, WhatsApp, invite, not free, very busy. Until one day, finally, tahun lalu, we met up, ketemu, and then saya lihat polisnya ada apa aja, and then saya kasih solusi, saya kasih proposal. To cut a long story short, this one client, total AIPI, gave me about 35,000 Singapore dollars, so that is about 350 juta over 2 years. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Yeah. So follow up itu sangat penting. Keep adding, keep reviewing. Typical traits. Orang-orang di A-list itu biasanya karakteristiknya sama. One, they are very busy, very busy. But ini maksudnya ya, the moment mereka kasih kita kesempatan, kita sebelum appointment mesti over prepare. Misalnya untuk typical client biasa, prepare-nya segini. Untuk klien segini, prepare-nya segini. Kita mesti mikirin kalau scenario ini gimana, terus scenario kali ini gimana. Banyak subsetnya. Over prepare. Why? Because group ini mereka sangat decisive. Mereka waktu mengambil keputusan cepat dan confident. Mereka bukan tipe yang okay, saya consider dulu ya. Okay, saya perlu tanya istri ya. Hardly. No such thing, decisive. That's why I love this group. Ya, ketiga, one hassle free. One hassle free itu maksudnya apa? Itu prosesnya ya. We have to make it as easy as possible. Jadi misalnya klien kita perlu cairkan dana untuk beli produk, itu prosesnya kita harus pastikan easy as possible. Kalau ribet, they won't do it. So kita mesti ingat. Okay, now I have a very interesting segment because saya dikasih feedback kalau Prudential Indonesia juga ada canvassing ya. Banyak nggak yang canvassing di sini? Fantastic. So I am going to change the Q&A to role play.
Oke, di sini saya akan mempraktekkan role play, Bapak Ibu.
But I will need 2 volunteers, please.
Oke, kami membutuhkan 2 orang untuk maju ke depan.
2 brave souls. Ada hadiahnya. There is a limited edition prize. I will give you my lucky charm. Okay, please come right up. Contestant number 1.
Oke, silakan Ibu.
Everybody please give them a hand.
Beri tepuk tangan Bapak Ibu.
Okay, both ladies fantastic. Okay, who's first?
Oke, siapa yang mau pertama?
Namanya siapa? Okay, Vita. Okay, Bu Vita, ada canvassing nggak?
Yes, I'm doing canvassing.
Fantastic. Oh, it's 4. Okay, and how long have you been a Prudential?
This is 5 years.
5 years.
Yes.
Very good. And how long have you been canvassing?
Until now.
From first year.
Yes.
Wow, very good. Okay, so can you demonstrate to me how you do canvassing to me? I am the member of the public. I am walking around in public. You are going to come to me and canvass to me, and then I will give you feedback.
Oke. Jadi Bu Nadia nanti ya akan menjadi orang yang jalan-jalan di publik Bapak Ibu di tempat umum. Ya, nanti Ibu Vita akan mencoba untuk bagaimana mendekati Bu Nadia.
Okay.
Oke.
But in Indonesia. Okay, thank you. You are walking around and I will. Okay. Selamat pagi. Selamat pagi Bu. Ya, perkenalkan saya dengan Vita.
Oke.
Iya, kebetulan Vita di sini ditugaskan untuk survei dan juga memberikan sedikit edukasi. Kebetulan saya dari Prudential Syariah. Ibu sudah pernah dengar Prudential?
Pernah tuh? Ya.
Pernah ya? Oke. Bagus sekali Bu kalau Ibu sudah pernah dengar Prudential. Oh ya, karena saya tugasnya hanya untuk survei, saya ingin tahu. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Is this part of the trick? To get me to stop longer? It's working. Okay.
Oke, Bu, jadi begini. Satu, hanya ingin tahu bahwasannya masyarakat Indonesia, terutama di daerah sini, yaitu Ibu yang saat ini berada dengan Vita, sudah tahu belum tentang brand Prudential? Ternyata Ibu sudah tahu, dahsyat sekali Bu Nadia. Ngomong-ngomong, Bu Nadia sendiri, setahu Bu Nadia, Prudential itu apa Bu?
Insurance company.
Oh, insurance company, good. Oke Bu, betul sekali. Dan kebetulan Bu, kami ada program baru. Dan program itu adalah penggabungan antara asuransi dan investasi. Jadi Ibu tidak perlu khawatir kalau ingin menabung, tetap berinvestasi, sekaligus juga mendapatkan perlindungan. Tidak perlu harus mencari bank sendiri ataupun perusahaan asuransi sendiri. Di Prudential sudah ada. Dan terutama di Prudential Syariah, kami ada yang terbaru Bu, PPH Cover Program Healthcare Syariah Plus. Dan kartunya itu bisa dipakai loh di seluruh Indonesia, di Asia dan di dunia.
Okay, very good. Let's stop here. Everybody give her a hand. Okay, feedback time, yeah? Okay. First,
Oke.
5-star award for coming up.
Oke.
Very brave, very good. Number 1, always make the first move. Okay. So,
Itu hanya first ya. Sebetulnya I'm doing itu hanya ice breaking saja. Not more than 1 minute. After that, saya lebih banyak mengumpan untuk tanya about his or her profile. After that, I'm doing ya lebih SKSD apa ini? So kenal sok dekat gitu ya. Indonesia.
Oh, SKSD.
Yes, SKSD. Jadi itu hanya untuk ice breaking aja. Setelah itu saya lebih banyak how to know about him or her. After that, setelah tahu profilnya, baru saya bisa tahu segmentednya dia dan apa produk yang cocok tentang dia dan apa yang dia sudah punya. And gali fact finding lagi.
so this whole thing is done during the first.
Yeah, I can do it in every I'm doing canvassing or door to door. It's 5 minutes and saya sudah punya semua data, saya sudah rampok semua datanya dia, include KTP, include KTP untuk bisa bikin proposal atau quotation. After that, bisa jadi closing on the spot on not more than 1 hour, or I must going back tomorrow, yeah, and to follow up.
Okay, Ken, very good, very
Thank
good,
you.
very good. Okay. Number one feedback. I think I can tell you are a very experienced canvasser. I can tell. So the basic things that normally we look out for, you check all the boxes, like smiling, body language, the tonality, the speed. The downside that I would only advise is, do you notice I got bored?
Oke, jadi yang baik dari Ibu ini adalah yang pertama tadi sudah berani, yang kedua adalah senyuman, yang ketiga adalah body language, dan yang keempat adalah intonasi dalam berbicara. Ya, tapi satu hal, Ya, yang Ibu Vita tadi miss bahwa Ibu Nadia itu tadi bosan. Ya, sudah kelihatan bored, ya bosan.
I really like you. I think your likability is very high, but you risk making me feel that you are the one doing all the talking.
Oke, jadi kalau tadi feedback dari Ibu Nadia kepada Ibu Vita adalah terlalu banyak berbicaranya Bapak Ibu, ya. Hanya satu orang yang berbicara. Ya, approach-nya seperti itu.
Okay, so remember that communication is two-way, and I think you already know how to get the lead. And I think you know even how to close case on the spot. That's fantastic. But just remember this part, because you can close case, but as a agent, the risk is you may become too transactional and not relational enough.
Oke, jadi dalam komunikasi kita diharapkan bisa komunikasi dua arah Bapak Ibu, ya. Tapi kalau semuanya seperti tadi itu lebih ke arah komunikasi yang transaksional dan komunikasi yang kurang membangun relationship atau kedekatan dengan calon klien.
But besides that, very good, very good. Wow. Are you sure you're not a trainer? You did fantastic. Wait one minute. Okay, next one. Namanya siapa? Sorry? Sid. Nice to meet you, Sid. Okay, we are going to do basically the same thing. We're in a public area. We're going to canvas me. The objective: capture my interest and get my lead as a prospect.
So can I make it as in the hospital?
And anything.
Oke, jadi ini skenario-nya Ibu Nadia berada di rumah sakit Bapak Ibu dan Sid. Oke, Sid. Ya, nanti yang akan approach.
Pakai bahasa aja ya.
Indonesian?
Aku pakai bahasa.
Oke, that's okay.
Biar halo, selamat pagi Ibu Nadia.
Yes.
Ya, Ibu Nadia lagi menunggu siapa di rumah sakit?
Nungguin nyokap.
Oh, lagi tungguin Ibu ya?
Iya.
Lagi sakit ya?
Iya.
Sakit apa Ibu kalau boleh tahu?
Sakit kanker.
Oh, oke, sorry itu ya. Dan kebetulan gini Bu, saya dari Departemen Product Consultant dari Prudential. Sudah pernah di Prudential Bu? Oh iya, kalau boleh tahu ini pakai jalur asuransi atau umum Ibu?
Umum.
Oh umum ya. Oh ya Ibu, kebetulan gini kan keluarga Ibu sudah dia sakit. Kalau boleh tahu keluarga Ibu sudah terlindungi dari asuransi belum?
Ada.
Oh, ada asuransi ya? Oh ya Bu, kebetulan gini, saya lagi mencari orang yang memiliki asuransi. Boleh Bu, saya minta waktunya 5 menit sebentar untuk ngobrol aja tentang asuransi?
Okay.
Oke. Terus saya bantuin.
Are we sitting down?
Ya, sitting down
Okay.
and I explain about the project.
Okay. Oh, that's it there. Oh, very good. Very good. Are you also experienced in canvassing? Yes.
Sometimes I'm doing canvassing in the
How long already?
since 2017.
Oh, so just 2 years. Okay. And are you in Prudential also 2 years?
Since 2015.
Okay, very good. So how has the response been when you use this approach?
Actually, this approach helps me to meet one of the rich person in Surabaya. Saya punya komunikasi yang baik dengan ibu ini dan saya baru berkenalan dengan beliau dan kebetulan the story is same. She was waiting for her mother yang mau operasi and then we have a good conversation and she asked me to go to her house and then review all of the policies.
Wow! Bravo! Okay, for somebody, may I ask how young you are?
I'm 23 years old.
I wish I am 23 years old too. Okay, for somebody your age and your level of experience, I think you did amazing. And what stands out most, and I think what stands out most to me is your sincerity.
Ya, jadi di umur yang masih 23 ini, ya, Mbak Sid udah luar biasa sekali, ya. Dan yang ditangkap oleh Bu Nadia tadi adalah keikhlasan dalam membantu Bapak Ibu.
And if I were you, whatever is working now, you keep doing it. But remember this: we don't want to become canvasser forever. I think what your aim now, moving forward, get enough clientele base from canvassing so you can move into referral market. So you have to learn how to service this group very well so that they can refer people to you. But I'm very proud of you because I think people who start by canvassing have very thick skin.
Oke, jadi orang-orang yang berkanvassing itu Bapak Ibu, ya, kalau katanya Bunda Dia tadi mempunyai kulit yang tebal ya, alias tidak punya malu Bapak Ibu ya, sangat berani.
And people like the two of them can take anything.
Dan dua orang ini bisa melakukan apapun Bapak Ibu.
And these two people, I think we all should take a good look at their faces because these two people can go very far.
Oke, jadi Bapak Ibu, contohnya dua orang ini ya, nantinya akan bisa berlari lebih jauh lagi di Indonesia Bapak Ibu.
So congratulations, thank you for taking the first step for coming all the way here. You both did fantastic. Well done, bravo.
Terima kasih.
Bravo. Let me give you my lucky charm. Okay, next slide please.
Mela. Bufit, Bufit.
Do you feel like that during canvassing? Okay, let's watch the real video now if you want to.